that right arm from him. Okay. His LRM is pretty much useless at this range. Punch. We're actually going to be starting a new career, checking out the DLC, which of course I have streamed over on my Twitch channel. If you haven't headed over there already, make sure to do so, twitch.tv/NGNGTV. I'll have a link down below. We're going to be doing a modded version here. And really the only mod that I know that works at the moment is no tonnage limit. And of course, Mechwarrior Mercenaries. We're not going to be playing this as with Mechwarrior, but we will be doing that on another series. So we're just going to go ahead and start a new career and have some fun and check this out. Again, spoiler alert, we will be playing the new DLC. So if you do not want to see that and you want to experience it, I would definitely tune out right now. So, hey, what's going on guys? Phil here, and welcome to a Mechwarrior 5 playthrough with Legend of the Kestrel Lancers, as well as Heroes of the Inner Sphere. Those two DLCs do that. Nope, I'm good to go. I'm not going to import anything here.
In 2108, humanity began colonizing the stars. Their reach would eventually span a vast region of space known as the Inner Sphere. During its golden age, under the governance of the Star League, the Inner Sphere experienced unprecedented peace, prosperity, and technological advancement. But with a great rise comes a great fall. Beset by greed and mistrust, humanity splintered. The Star League crumbled. Technological advancement slowed. The great houses, each vying for supremacy, turned on one another, engaging in a series of conflicts known as the Succession Wars. Amidst this chaos, mercenaries became the proxy forces for the great houses. Numerous battlefields sprung up across the Inner Sphere, dominated by hulking war machines known as battle mechs. The year is now 3015, and these steel behemoths have become the tools of the mercenaries' trade. It's a lucrative time, yet one beset with perils of all kinds. Only the most skilled and brave among them will rise to become legend.
They like their guitar riffs, but yes, we're about to dive into one of those Succession Wars. And yeah, of course, this is the Legend of the Kestrel Lancers. Blue Falcon Guards. All my military vets out there will get this. All right, so first things first, we're going to check out our battle mechs. As you saw, you actually start with 8, which is actually quite nice. And I love the 4 each, which is fantastic as well. So let's go ahead and check out the paint scheme here. And for this, here's the Crucius Lancers. We're actually going to reset here, delete that. We will take this and we're gonna mix it up and do something a little bit different. I'm gonna do something a little bit more, I don't know, bright, but and obviously go towards it. Ooh, do this, something like that. Orange. Less teal. Something different. All right, apply to all, apply. Okay, obviously our barracks here, you actually start off with some quite skilled mech warriors as well, so you really don't have to do anything. You're not going to find any right off the bat. And let's go ahead and view this transmission. Of course, Basically, Fixer's now offering jobs in cantinas, which we're already at level 4, so we get cantina stuff, and you can actually see that already. Bam. So if we wanted to. Now, the cool thing is we have about 6 months before we have to, we can accept this. So what I'd highly recommend is bounce around before you accept here, and you have 6 mil. You can do some missions, of course, as you get more towards the inner sphere, level difficulty, you know, like that's 11s. I would highly recommend probably bouncing out to somewhere around where these quest lines are, because these are going to be a little bit more difficult. Let's go travel really quick while we're traveling here. This is actually a mod that I can't wait for this to get fixed, which is the jump jet animation. This goes away. So you just saw we basically just lost like a month and a half just traveling here. So just keep aware of the timeline. We don't have much time. 4 months left to accept here. You can see we got some well, where we're at. So now we're in a, you know, we can do some missions if we so desire. But again, you don't have to be in a specific area. You just have to. Oh, that's probably against house stabbing. You know, it doesn't matter. We're about to 13 days. We'll do some contracts. Check out a few things here. So this is a mod that, if you haven't checked out, it removes the jump jet animation, so you don't have to worry about this. It saves so much. You basically just show the dropship moving, which is quite nice. So, all right, again, priority. We got 4 months left. Our contracts here. All right, so you can see this is actually a new one, which is Scorched Earth. We are conducting an intelligence gathering raid on Decus the 9th. And to draw attention away from our actions, we need a diversion. Destroying whatever you find at the marked location should cause enough of a distraction to let us accomplish our goals. But be warned, once you are en route to the target, expect opposition. The locals' main militia base in the area won't take kindly to your presence. This is one of the new mission types. It'll be very familiar. I believe it's a demolition. I believe that's the only difference. And we have a different biome. This is extra solar moon. We do have 5, and we're gonna go towards damage coverage and just sea bills. I'm gonna make up for that. Suggested tonnage is 150, but like I said, we are using more tonnage than that, so that shouldn't be an issue. I want to go ahead and rock out with the Hunchback. I do love the Hunchback. It is such a fun mech. We're also gonna rock out the Kentaro here. And not least, let's see, Wolverine, 64. Yeah, we'll go with the Wolverine here. So I love the Hunchback 4H, and we'll go ahead and ready up here. And 26. Do we have someone that's higher? We do. 26 as well. And we have another one that was 26. So we want to get these. Again, we're only going to get a few missions in, and I am using that no tonnage limit mod, which is going to be really nice. All right, so weapon groups.
Our target is the center marked on your map. We are being paid for destroying the facility, not tangling with the local defenders. Neutralize them if you have to, but this target is too valuable for the enemy to ignore for long. Expect reinforcements.
All right. And again, what I did is I just switched this up as far as my weapon groups. Not any friendlies that are super long range, but I can start reaching out to touch with that. Oh, that was a good hit. That worked out, didn't it? Leading the targets there. You just have to get used to that as well. It's just something that
Target acquired. Target
seeing where travel, you know, velocities of rounds. There are some realistic weapon velocities I would definitely recommend checking out. It helps out dramatically, but until some of those mods are updated. Also, there's different versions of them as well.
Coordinating our attack.
You can hear the audio differences in the helicopters going down. You usually hear them too before they even show up, so. Unfortunately, we also do have a glitch. You don't hear the AC-10 firing. We still haven't heard about a hot fix for that yet.
Target is
But I'd suspect that's probably going to be a soon rather than later, just because I think it's affecting all of them.
There it is.
Wow,
I'll leave
that's
the
a-
rest of the demolition job up to you, Commander.
This is a heavy tank. All right.
Target
So here you go. This is a demolition. This is why it says Scorched Earth. I don't really understand why they changed the name. Is it just for... There's no other... I don't know. I don't know why or what. It just sounds cooler or whatever. Scorched Earth, just destroy everything. But it's the exact same. It's demolition. It's just a new name, which, again, maybe it sounds cooler than demolition. Maybe that's why.
Keep on smashing.
But, you know, obviously this was one of the new, you know, it's actually not new. So again, just sort of tossing that out there. This is demolition. But yes, there's AC sounds are broken right now.
Grab that one.
I heard these guys coming.
Managed to demolish about half of the target's buildings. Crack on, Commander.
Go, let me tell you, roll in.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
One thing sometimes you have to do is you have to issue commands to take these out.
Target
Sometimes it's easier for you to take out the buildings while your friendlies engage targets,
target
but
destroyed. Target acquired.
lots of use of VTOLs here.
Attack a shared target.
So while as I attack
Enemy
this,
destroyed.
so there is that. Punchback 4H is such a versatile chassis. And also don't forget guys, you can punch. Sometimes you just gotta...
This area is
Of course you can use weapons too, but
just one final push.
sometimes you just need to punch something. Yeah, be like, get wrecked! Yeah, this is actually a nice little...
Let's burn it down.
Looks like we have a mech in our midst.
Lost the fuel tank.
Can also punch buildings, which is really nice. This is full of Capellan orphans. We're just gonna punch it. More orphans. That's
Enemy
you know,
mech.
orphan water. And they don't need resources. That's all. It's all right. Don't feel bad, chat. That's all right. All right, we're just trying to call for home and just gonna take these out. One thing to note is I have heard reports of AI doing a lot better as far as their
With
responsiveness.
this result, head to the evac point.
I will report more on that as I you know see it. But
target acquired.
maybe it's subjective, but
Target destroyed.
we'll have to see how well they do to
Shared targets identified.
you know responsiveness, engaging targets. Obviously the accuracy. You're starting off pretty low. They do have friendly fire turned off in the sense of teammates shooting you won't do damage, but you can still damage teammates. So just keep that in mind. And really, this experience that you're seeing here isn't really much different than you'll see stock on the PlayStation or Xbox. Really, the only difference here is the tonnage mod that I'm running. But, you know, so if you're watching here on the PlayStation and so forth and so on, everything I'm talking about, except for the mods, really applies still directly to you. You can see how small this map is. I brought this up in my review of the DLC, and it's something more of just a Mech 5, but it'd be really nice if you could issue commands on the minimap. Because we do have mech switching here, right? You have mech switching. But mech switching, other than if you're about to fail or lose this mech, you can switch to one that's not as damaged. Really, that's the only function. Like, we have an elevated, you know, so I could tell, you know, Umatsu, go, let's see, go to that
Can't
location.
move there.
But you can see here, it's too far.
There's no route to that spot.
Even though I'm pointing directly at this
Not
location.
possible.
So,
Target acquired.
even if you're wanting to, you know, again, you'd almost say, well, you've got line of sight. Well, it doesn't really matter. So being able to like issue commands would be really nice. Let's go ahead and maneuver here pretty easy.
Mission success, Commander. Time to get out of here.
More target sets fall. So first mission, pretty easy peasy. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the stuff. I just wanted to check that out really quick and get a mission under my belt per se. But you can bounce around. You do come out with quite a bit of sea bills at the end of the Kestrel campaign. Salvage is a little, you know, mediocre, but again, we are doing this just for the sea bills here. Let's go ahead and do that. Good amount of experience there. Good chunk of experience, actually. It'd be nice if there was a percentage. That's another thing, too. Ooh, wow, you got a lot of... Is to, you know, like how far along are they, you know, like an actual percentage here. But you can see here, 677, 399, 551. They were actually putting out damage, which was really nice. And we do have another contract. So this is defense, and this is a two-part mission, defense in the war zone. Not really interested in that. We got a beachhead mission, assassination. Let's see. Probably against like, it was a high reward quest. But yeah, let's go ahead and we will accept this priority transmission. Let me go ahead and repair real quick. Oh, okay. We'll wait on that one. Let's see if we got anything close to us that we can bounce to. Nah, we'll just do it. Priority mission, accept. Okay. Now, as soon as you accept, as soon as you click depart, we're gone. So keep that in mind. When you accepted that, there's no more bouncing around and checking things out. All right, Commander, I'm glad to see that you've accepted our offer to participate in Operation Galahad. Hans Davian has personally hoped that you would join us for the operation. I'm not sure how much you remember of your father's services with the Fed Sons, but Nick's Cavaliers, again, that's the first campaign. Once participated in the First Prince's successful raid on Halstead Station back in 2013, serving alongside a few companies from the Crater Cobras. From what I'm told by the Department of Mercenary Relations, you've done an exemplary job on his legacy. For Operation Galahad, Hans would like to see your unit and Crater Cobras reunited to participate in one of our planned joint exercises with LCAF. In addition to your standard payouts upon completion of war games, Fed Sons is also willing to pay for all travel and repair incurred during these exercises. We've chartered a jump ship to take you directly to your assigned system, Avigate. I will be there personally to act as director of Avigate War Games. Prepare your forces, then head to the nearest jump point. I'll brief you on your mission once you arrive. Now, if you click set course, you're gone. If you just need to go ahead and start repairs or something, maybe you want to buy some equipment, make sure to do that now before you go any further, because you are gone. So one of the critiques I had about this is I really wish this would have been voiced. They do have voice actors for these characters that you get in missions. I really would like to have heard that. And if you're wondering, that's Lyran Commonwealth Armored Forces, right? Basically, you have a marriage between the LCAF and the Federated Sons as well. So let's go ahead and set course. 112 days. I think it'll be repaired. I think our mechs are good. Yes, this is about to be the fourth succession wars. For those that are wondering, this is, like I said, you've got the two houses being married, and well, Stavian is like, hey, for our wedding and my gift to you is the compelling confederation, you know, and there's a lot of history and lore behind here. Alright, so obviously we just arrived. One thing to note is when you arrive, there are a lot of mechs available, and they're not a bad price too, albeit you don't have a whole lot going on right now, but you will. Just double check that all your mechs are good to go here. And maybe depending on the mission, we'll switch up the colors. But let's go dive into the mission here. Welcome to Avigate, Commander. The formation of the Fed Commonwealth will unite House Steiner and House Davian militaries into a single centralized army. Obviously, there will be some conflicts there. Operation Galahad will serve as a wide-reaching series of war games across multiple systems. which will act as a joint training exercise between forces of the AFFS and LCAF. While many of these war games will be pitting the AFFS and LCAF against one another, we also want to train in a series of joint exercises combining the AFFS and LCAF forces in the unified FedCom coalition. This is where you come in, Commander. For Galahad Ava Games, FedCom coalition forces will be executing a joint operation attempting to destroy a decommissioned orbital defense system. You and Crater Krobus have been assigned to act as defenders of the installation. Your task will be destroy the invading coalition forces and prevent the destruction of the orbital defense system. I'll see you on the field, Commander. Give us a good fight. Continue. Alright, so normally for early missions, I would say just go for all C-bills. But what's unique with here is you have a lot of damage coverage already, 10 million. So in my opinion, you're better off with dumping everything into as far as a max salvage here and then just going for C-bills because damage coverage is already done. You don't have any airstrikes or anything like this. And 205 tons is your suggested tonnage. Obviously, we have a mod here that we don't have to worry about here. I will be taking my biggest mechs, or the most powerful mechs, and I think we'll be good here. I'm almost tempted to take the quick draw. Nah, yeah. It is the heavier of the mechs. Yeah, let's do that. I'll switch that up. And then I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Again, I am using a no tonnage limit mod, and this is for Steam. Your mileage may vary. I believe he's updated on Nexus as well. So let's go.
Welcome everyone to the Galahad War Games. For this exercise, our Federated Commonwealth Coalition forces are tasked with assaulting and destroying the facility guarded by the Mercenary Defenders. This war game will end in a Commonwealth victory with the fall of the targeted facility, and a mercenary victory with the elimination or capture of the FedCom Coalition's commanding officers. Good luck, everyone. This operation will commence now.
Right. So there was Arden Sword Tech.
Requested, Commander.
We are joined in this operation by Richard Westrick and his Crater Cobra's mercenary company. Be sure to assist one another whenever possible. The FedCom coalition forces are going to be hungry to impress Marshal Sortek, seeing as how he is the commander of the Davion Heavy Guards and a good friend of First Prince Hans Davion.
You know, one thing to keep in mind is utilize your friendlies. Like, don't try to rush in there. And damage is very important to keep in mind. Don't try to, you know, like, be a hero. I'm gonna go ahead and send my forces right there.
New target warhead. Target acquired.
So we have guys already over here. I'm gonna go ahead and move on the Warhammer.
Target acquired.
Focus on the
Coordinating
Revenant
on
first.
target's ID.
Reporting visual contact.
You'll also probably notice the new HUD. This is very similar to MWO's HUD. Very, very similar. Some might say it's not identical. It's not an exact replication.
Enemy units just crossed the outer perimeter and are headed our way.
Some rounds down the range. Let's have that. I'll go ahead and go for a back shot.
Target acquired. Target destroyed.
At me, we can just go sneak up right behind him. Back shots. Remember, you can aim right where the pelvis is. That's actually the rear as far as that. Let's see if he gives his rear up. Yeah, there he goes.
Target destroyed. Target acquired.
Shared targets identified.
Kill confirmed.
Alright. Go ahead, just issue command to engage. I'm gonna stay and keep the high ground. Damage to where I can. And for this,
New target Panther.
move myself just so you guys can see it a little bit better. Again, so basically what's happening is, right, both factions, right, are basically going to have to work together. So you've got a lot of egos and, you know, a lot of animosity between two armies that have been fighting, you know, year after year. Okay, my guys are tearing up the base. More than the enemies are tearing up the base. What happens here? Figured.
Whoa, watch out! Chemical tanks destroyed!
Well, it's gonna be alright there, buddy. I think that's an ammo explosion that's happening.
Colonel Dax, hold your forces. Maintain your position until we've arrived. We cannot risk the entire operation over your ego. And give them time to fortify their position? I think not. You can lecture me on strategy when you finally get some actual command experience, young Deviant.
New target proven. Target acquired.
Oh, look at that.
Well, seems this little coalition between the Davion and Steiner leadership is a tad disorganized. Who'd have thought, eh?
Why is
Probably
Fahad
doesn't
talking?
bode well
Fahad,
for this
get
federated
back to work, dude.
Commonwealth merger everyone can't shut up about.
More
So obviously we have a
hostiles
Griffin. We had a
entering
few
the
forces
perimeter.
over here as well.
Brace for additional contacts.
What I'm going to try to do is minimize damage. Right, again, that's one thing I will highlight. What's really important is you're going through here. You're, you know, one, you want to get your roster really deep, or mechs. Right. Secondly, try to minimize damage. Go for taking off those really important locations on enemy mechs. Right, obviously his PPC here is on that right arm, and I'm gonna take that right arm from him. Okay? His LRM is pretty much useless at this range. Punch.
Heat critical.
Burn that
Shoot,
target
and I
down.
should be able to.
Additional tangos en route to your position, Commander.
Now you can see this is just basically a wave, right? We're 6 out of 25. And pretty much expect most missions to be like this. Not all of them. Some are a little bit more hand scripted. This is a hand scripted, like, this is a hand built map per se, but it's pretty much just a, you know, defense mission.
Target destroyed.
Commander's target, now!
Did have something light over here.
Locust.
Yeah, it's a locust. So I'm gonna go ahead and maneuver
We're on it, boss.
blackjack over here. But again, that's why I was saying is be very careful with like overcommitting. The first time I played this, I was in the Hunchback. I was testing out like the melee and stuff like that. But you can take a lot of damage very, very quickly. So you do have to worry about repair times. The first 2 missions are pretty much these training exercises. Spoiler alert. But probably not worry about spoilers if you watch this. Oh wow, totally missed that. Go again.
Looks like these high and mighty Lyrians are having some trouble. Let's show them how the Federated Sons get the job done.
Right torso on the Hunchback will take out that
Show increased
AC-28
enemy
first fire.
presence in the vicinity.
He just shot right
Look
over my
out
head.
for further hostiles.
Oh, shutting down in front of enemies by override. I mean, luckily, friendly took off his torso.
Engage. Target acquired. Heat critical.
We got you, boss.
Pretty quick. 82%. This base isn't doing too well.
Target destroyed. New target.
Gotcha. Let's do this.
Target
Go ahead and take out the next wave. We have a trebuchet up here. Maneuver here. Yeah, you have a little bit of bitterness. You see that a little bit here. Definitely the rivalries.
Target acquired.
Target eliminated.
Let's see about taking that light mech. I should be able to get right up here in this guy's face. To know the weaknesses if they're
Incoming missile.
minimum range is a thing, buddy. That one. Also, one thing to note is you probably noticed, or some of you may have picked up, my paper doll is actually flipped. That is a feature now. You can flip
Destroyed.
your paper doll via the
Hostiles are
game
escalating
options.
their assault on your
So
position, Commander. Be
to me, this
careful.
feels a lot better. It's basically a representation of what I play with MWO, which is
Target
like
shared
muscle
and
memory.
engaging.
So you do have that availability now to switch up your paper doll. So got that I have jump jets. Totally just remember that. Because the jump jets have moved. That's right. The whole UI is different. I just realized.
Target acquired.
Realized that.
Lens target received.
I'm engaging here.
Tango down.
So SRMs hit like a brick, especially at close
Operating in
range.
the area. Watch out for them.
Pick off one. There you can also go for legs as well. Headshots are definitely a thing. Not as easy with like lasers, especially early on, but and like I mentioned, it's not like your friendlies won't do damage to you anymore. You can do damage to your friendlies. Just sort of keep that in mind. Take this guy out here. A little bit, obviously, a little bit less pinpoint weapon types.
Target acquired. Target destroyed. Keep
These
critical.
guys not give up until you absolutely destroy them. There we go. Now he'll eject. Freak out.
Target acquired.
You heard the boss.
We got a
Let's
string.
light it up.
These should be our last targets here. Let's go ahead and maneuver. Hold R for box. No armor blow-throughs, and he is down. Wow, that was quick. And
That
last but
target
not
is
least
ours.
the Locust. I'm gonna again hold the high ground here. Shoot over the Orc's guns. Legs.
Target acquired.
Boss
And
wants
J.
us on
Edgar.
that target.
Keep in mind, SRMs can actually fire farther out. They go down there, so you can actually hit targets outside.
Confident social generals to screw up the simplest task. That typical arrogance of the Lyrians will be our undoing. All coalition forces fall back.
Nice work down there, Commander. Things got a bit hairy, but you managed to stay on your toes and come out of it.
Commander, we have them on the run. Let's prepare a coordinated advance. Time to teach these high and mighty nobles a thing or two about how mercenaries get the job done.
And that's obviously the Cobra's leader. Here. So there's your very first mission, pretty much training mission with Operation Galahad. Let's see some rounds here. Definitely a little bit better ambiance, and that's one thing you're going to notice. Some of the missions definitely feels a little bit bigger, a little bit more grandiose, and we got a glimpse of that in the Here's the Inner Sphere. But yeah, that was the very first mission. Let's go ahead and check out the results here. Again, good payout, 2.8 mil, plenty of rep. This is what you get for going with salvage. We just got a Centurion right off the bat. That still leaves us a little bit, and you're actually going to get more and more there, so good choice. I feel like a skill up here, and you can see damage here. Mainly it was me on that one, but yeah. All right, so let's go and take a quick look here. We have the Centurion pretty beat up. I'm going to drag that over to the other side, and we're going to go ahead and just repair these really quick so they are ready. But this is where it gets interesting, because again, the next mission is up, but that's going to be on the next video. Of course, this is just the start of a video series, and let me know what you guys think. Are you guys looking forward to playing this? Have you already downloaded it? Have you installed it? What are your thoughts on the new DLC? Or maybe you haven't and you're on the fence. Well, now you're going to be able to watch all of the missions, play here. And we're going to just go ahead and keep chugging along. And again, this will be a series that I come out with videos, and we're going to just continue doing the Kestrel, and then we'll roll on to some of the other quests as well, and just in general just play. As mods come on, I'll let you guys know. And again, the only one right now I'm using is the no tonnage mod for the missions, which does work at the moment with the Kestrel missions as well. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this, click that like button. Let me know again down in the comments down below. If you enjoy this type of thing, make sure to catch us live over at twitch.tv/NGNGTV. Link will again be down below. If you guys want to support me and what I do here, again, consider becoming a patron. I'll have that information down below. I hope to see you on the next video. Until next time, peace.